And I'm trying not to let it get to me. It's like every time you make strides, it's just... Hey, I'm Chanel, and my brand and business looks like how my office looks right now. A hot ass mess. But we are gonna fix it because my God said that we don't do failure over here, okay? So come with me. We are going to go through the process of revamping and revitalizing my online brands and businesses. Let's get it. Baby. Girl, you got it. Little baby in the bag and I'm But before we get into how I plan on revamping everything, I want to take you behind the screen to show you how I realized that my online brands were failing and how it's affecting my business overall. So I'm going to show you some data so that way y'all can see the pain, okay? Because quite frankly, this is something that I've been experiencing for a couple of months. Honestly, I can say that I started experiencing a dip a little over a year ago, but the past couple of months have been ridiculously low compared to what I'm used to. Still blessed nonetheless, but baby, if we keep up, our brand is gonna be non-existent. So let me show you how I realized that. The first thing I want to do is I want to take a look at my data because I want to understand what's going wrong, what's going right, what's just being stagnant, right? And I've already done somewhat of this before, which is how I realized it was slowly failing, but I hadn't done all of the pieces of the puzzle to actually bring it back to life. And I kind of fell off with them, right? So I want to take a look at my data. I pulled up my data for Instagram, YouTube, and my email simply because those are my top 3 platforms. And I want to take a look at those things. So if I go in order of my top producing platforms, I'm going to go to YouTube first because YouTube is a heavy lead generator for all of my businesses, for my coaching business, for my product business. It's a huge lead generator. Okay. Like I truly believe that one of the things that made my recent product launch so successful is that I was documenting my journey on YouTube. And so people built awareness to that new brand, right? So huge. So when I talk about my brands, I'm talking about the Brand Hustler LLC, which is my coaching business. And then I'm talking about HBU, which is my product business. It's not fair to say that HBU is dying because it just started. HBU had just got stalled or halted, I should say, because of life. But that's not an excuse, and we need to revitalize all of these different facets, okay, with our online brands. So on YouTube, when I look at how we've done this year in terms of subscriber growth, we've only grown 4,300 subscribers. Now, what I did was I thought back at a time where I was my most strategic, my most consistent, my most present, and quite frankly, a period of time where I was making a lot of money on a consistent basis. And I thought back to 2022 because 2022 was a very good year for me. Like outside of me getting married, 2022 was a great year data wise and money wise because I was able to go through a period of depression and stuff like that and still make a good amount of money, still make a great amount of impact and see some immense results, right? So if you look at this, I'm going to go back and I'm going to do January 1st to August 31st, 2022. My subscribers grew basically 27,000. That's almost 6 times, if not more than 6 times as much as what I've grown in this year so far. So that alone tells me that something is wrong. So immediately I realized that, okay, Chanel, well, you weren't putting out the content consistently at the cadence that you should be this year. Whereas in this particular year, I wasn't even though I wasn't even going 100% in this time period in 2022, once I picked up the ball, I didn't really drop it. I kept going, right? I kept going, and you see it went from boom, it was spiking at the top of the year. Then my wedding happened and I went into a period of depression for a little bit. This is what this is. And then after that, I grabbed the ball. I kept running with it. It basically started trending up. If you look at this year, you'll see like, okay, I had a little mini spike at the beginning of the year, and then it kind of like is stagnant. I had a dose of some energy right here. It spiked up, went down, another dose of energy spiked up, went down, then it continuously is going down, so on and so forth. So that is telling me like I'm either burning myself out or I'm getting unmotivated really, really fast, and we need to change that. So something needs to change about the way I do videos, what I'm talking about, and I need to make sure that it relates to you guys, like all of y'all, while still making sure that it feeds my soul and it's something that doesn't drain me. One of the things that I can say is back in the day, I was really excited about sitting down and doing YouTube videos because I didn't have nearly as much stress going on in terms of maybe like, people I'm managing or clients or life things, so on and so forth. And so it's all about developing that happy space of time for me to be able to knock this out. But anyway, so that's that, right? Now, if I look at content for this year and I scroll down, you see my views say 205,000 for regular videos. If I go over here, which is 2022, my views are almost at 1 million from January to August. 914,000 views. What? That is insane, because 205,000 compared to almost 1 million is crazy. But then when I look at shorts, I can look at shorts and say like, okay, I've been doing better at shorts this year. I've gotten 12,000 views on shorts, whereas before it was only 9,000 views. Granted, shorts were kind of still new back in 2022. Live stream and then shorts 8.6, whereas, it's 12,000 this year or whatever. Yeah, I've been doing better with live streams, but what I've been doing is doing live streams to compensate for not posting videos. And when I look at my full strategy, it doesn't make full sense. So I need to go back to doing lives only when it makes sense. And quite frankly, now I have a membership program. I have Bomb CEO. I can't be going live all the time on YouTube because it just doesn't make sense strategy wise for me. Not that I don't love y'all and I don't want to go live, but it just doesn't make sense strategically. And so it's all about doing things that make sense for your brand and your business, especially in the current season that you're in. And one of the things that I've been recently told over and over again is you have to be okay with pivoting. And pivoting doesn't mean that you are abandoning all the things that you aligned yourself with in terms of your brand. It just means realignment and paying attention to what's going on in the world, paying attention to the shifts and changes that are being made within our audience and their behaviors and things like that. So that way we can improve our brands to still serve the same purpose, still solve the same problem, but just in a new, refreshing way, So that's that. So outside of that, if I go to email, I'm going to be real quick on email. I use Flowdesk right now. And for my product business, I use Klaviyo though. My Klaviyo is jumping. However, my coaching business, as you can see, my subscriber growth, January, it was up here and it went down. There was some type of peak that happened in May. I don't know what that is. I need to figure out what that is though, so that I can see what the heck was I doing right where I got 70 subscribers in a week, so that I can do that consistently, because getting 70 subscribers a week can get me almost like 400 subscribers in a month, which is pretty healthy growth, because over the term of the year, I can grow by 4,000, give or take, which is really good, because that is an immense amount of growth for a list where some people, they struggle to get 70 people in a year. Okay. So I noticed that it's going down. So I need to figure out what the heck was happening here, May 20th to June 2nd. Also, what the heck was happening January 1st or January 8th, I should say, to February 4th that caused these big spikes. And I need to replicate that. As you can see, my total subscribers are also down. We have some people like unsubscribing, whatever. That's good. But we're also cleaning our list at the same time. But I'll get into that in terms of our action plan. But as you see, like it says in the last 30 days, activity went up just a little bit and all the things. So that's email. We got a whole game plan on email, which I'm excited about. So I'm not too hurt by this. I'm more hurt by YouTube and Instagram, kind of. But Instagram, I've already gotten like the revitalization that I need. And I can't wait to share that with y'all, because this is something I wish I documented when I first realized this, and some of the things that I did since then, because baby, I I feel the feelings and I get out of them real quick because we need to get to whatever the fix is going to be. I need to learn the lesson, apply the lesson, grow as a person, grow as a business, and move on, right? I can't stay stuck. All right. So let's go to Meta Business Suite real quick, Instagram specifically. So this year my reach is at 70.4 thousand in totality. And it looks like 63,000 was from non-followers. If I scroll down, I'm not posting as much as the previous time period, as they say here, about 20% less. But then if I look at my top content by reach, I can see, what's doing pretty well. When I go back to, I think I did 2022 as well here. I did August 2022 to December 2023. So I did a longer time period. It looks like, I started falling off a little bit before then. I had like little peaks where I would do good and then I would fall off and yada, yada, yada. But I was posting way more. So I need to figure out, how the heck do I balance the two? How do I balance consistency, but also balance the fact that I'm reaching more people? And quite frankly, this reach right here is almost solely because of this post. This post reached 30,000 people. Without that, this reach would be at 40,000. So this looks like a large number compared to over here. But if we're looking at it, it was one thing carrying the torch. I need to figure out how to have more torch carriers within my content spaced out. So it amplifies my reach, amplifies my follower growth and things like that. Because if we go to audience, you'll see that I have 2,600 unfollows, which is up by 529%. Insane. But maybe some people are like cleaning themselves out, so on and so forth, whatever the case may be. But I'm at 21.4 and I've been stuck here because I'll gain some followers, I'll lose some, I'll gain some, I'll lose some. And I need to figure out, how can I put out content that will allow me to gain. That way it outweighs those who won't follow me, because people are going to unfollow naturally, especially because some people aren't doing their business anymore, their older accounts, so on and so forth. I want all those dead weight people to kind of clear themselves out. But this is that. And I'll get into my game plan. Now, we got to figure out what to do from here. Now that we've looked at that, I am going to develop an action plan for all of this. And I'll share it with you throughout today. I'm thinking that this is going to be more of a series because I want to document my progress, do check-ins and so on and so forth. Specifically, what I'm going to document in terms of changes, whether it's improvements or opposite of improvements, is going to be my Instagram reach growth and follower growth, is going to be my email list engagement growth, specifically because we want active people on our email list. Right now we have a lot of dead weight. So at first my email list was like 20 something thousand people. We're clearing that out, or they're clearing themselves out. And so I am good. Even if I get down to 10,000 people, but the engagement is through the roof, boom, that's good for me. So Instagram reach and growth in terms of followers. Engagement matters too, but not right now. So Instagram reach, engagement, and followers growth. We're going to track all of that. And then I'm also going to track my email engagement. So open and click through rate. And then I'm also going to track YouTube, specifically subscribers and views. That's what I'm going to track on YouTube. And I want to put together a 90-day action plan because as of today, it is August 19th. You see the date. It's August 19th and my birthday is in exactly 90 days from today. So we're going to do a 90-day plan because on my birthday, when I check in, I'm going to be ecstatic at all of the improvements and changes and wins. And if you're looking at this like, okay, Chanel, well, you said your brand and your business is dying. How in the world does this affect any of your business? Well, content in terms of email, social media, and video content are all lead generators, all ways for me to build brand awareness, to grow my list, to grow my subscribers, to help nurture my audience, to eventually convert, right? So if my online presence, which is my online brand, is failing, my business suffers from that as well, okay? Baby, we're still eating, but it's nowhere near. If you can take what you just saw from the analytics and stuff and compare that to like money, then you'll have a sense of what's going on. But I gotta go to this cafe because I am actually going to knock out some focus work. I've been doing really good with improving my productivity and stuff like that. And so I'm in the middle of a catch-up phase. I use this thing called Structured. So I have like a full list of things that I need to do. And I find that when I'm at the cafe that I just zone in and I can knock way more out for some reason. I don't know if it's the espresso. I don't know if it's because it's cold. I don't know what it is, but I just get so much done. If you're like that, let me know in the comments below. Like, when you go to the cafe, what makes you like just do way more than you can do at home, or even like at an office sometimes? Like at a cafe is just for some reason 10 times better. If you're like that, let me know, and let me know what you think it is, because I'm still trying to figure out what it is that just revitalizes me while I'm there. So I'm about to go knock some focus work out, which actually is tied into me revitalizing my brand. And I'll share with you what I'm doing there. I know that I showed you the stats and stuff for my coaching business, but like I said, HBU is also at a standstill. So we're working on that too. So whether you have a product business, or it could be physical or digital product, or whether you have a service / coaching type of business, hopefully this series helps you out, because giving you the insight that I'm giving you, you can revamp your brand and your business too alongside me. So let's get it. It is currently 10:55 and I'm just getting home from getting so much work done on HBU. Specifically, I was working on HBU's Instagram content, because right now we're only on Instagram, and then my YouTube helps to drive traffic to HBU, which I want to show y'all what I created, but I want to start breaking down my action plan, right? Because earlier I talked about wanting to revive my brand over the course of 90 days. And what better way to do that than to create an action plan? And my action plan has 7 specific items on there that I want to do, with number 1 being that I want to use HBU as my golden ticket and as a case study, okay? So pretty much HBU is my physical and digital product brand. It's brand new. And quite frankly, in my coaching business, if I'm helping you with your product business, why not tell you what I do that works in mine? So that's what I mean by using it as a case study and using it as a golden ticket. Also, it's a golden ticket because, quite frankly, soon I want to wean off of coaching, and I only want to have my programs, occasional events and VIP days, and run my product business, so that way I can unlock freedom to do other things with my money and invest in other places. So to do that, I needed to really systemize some things within HBU. I created a full content planner in here. This is in monday.com. So I created a content planner. And as you can see, we brain dumped over 139 ideas, because some of them are actually being outlined, recorded, edited, and 2 of them have actually been posted today. And another thing that I did that was super helpful is I created an HBU caption bank, and I am going to do this same thing for the Brand Hustler LLC as well, because I find that when it comes to remaining consistent on platforms, especially Instagram, I get stuck on the caption. Quite frankly, I get stuck sometimes on editing reels too. So what I am doing is I am thinking ahead and bulk creating certain things. That way I can develop positive habits for content creation, because you just need that. Like literally, I would try to do a whole sprint and then I'll find myself getting exhausted. Then I'll do a sprint again and I'll get exhausted. And so something needed to change, and I needed to reflect on the type of person that I was and why I was being inconsistent, and the type of person that I need to become, and what that person I needed to become, what habits do they have? And based on those habits, how can I build certain processes or systems in my life to support those positive habits? And one of the things was, Chanel, make it easy for you to create captions. Make it easy for you to create content on Instagram. And this caption bank literally is the secret sauce. I shared this with one of the groups that I'm in terms of one of my coaching groups, and everybody was like, you need to sell it, but I'm not gonna sell it yet until I use it for a certain period of time. So pretty much this caption bank, it breaks down my hooks, my caption body, my power words, and my different call to actions. It's super detailed. If you look at how many call to actions I literally have 90 something in here. So it's super detailed and it's going to help a lot. So first on the docket for my action plan is use HBU as a golden ticket and also as a case study. Now, the second thing that I plan on doing, or the second item on my action plan, is to tap into my creativity, right? I have all of these cool ideas that I sometimes just sit on because I think that, oh, it's too outside of this industry. And that's one of the reasons why I don't plan on just coaching for a super, super long time, because I want to own brands so I can express my creativity. When I did my event, the brand takeoff, and we had the whole spaceship astronaut theme, that made my heart smile. And I like doing things like that. So I want to tap into my creativity by doing new creative campaigns. I also created another YouTube channel, which is more of the personal side of me. It's how I balance wifehood with entrepreneurship, and somehow, shout out to God, I'm able to live an abundant lifestyle. And it's all about growing too, because I just turned 30. So that channel is all about that. It's all about becoming the most abundant, luxurious woman that I possibly can be as an entrepreneur and as a wife. So I created that channel because I wanted an outlet for creativity. And I know you're probably like, why is that on your action plan? Well, it's on my action plan because, quite frankly, if I can have space to really just create, it gets me into this flow where now I have more creativity in the not so fun areas of my business. I hope that makes sense. So it's kind of like me finding a hobby so that way I can be more energized to show up in my business. And then, that energy is what's helping me create these bulk tasks. Like this caption bank took me 4 hours to create. Literally, you need energy to do that. So that's the second thing. And the third thing that I'm going to share tonight before I get back to work on my HBU content is I need to create systems, or I need to improve old systems that I had, and I need to set up automations. So right now, if we're talking about Instagram, ManyChat is winning. I have ManyChat and I've been paying for it and I haven't been using it to its full potential. Baby, I'm stopping that right now. We are maximizing ManyChat for both HBU and for the Brand Hustler LLC. So I've been setting up different automations there where it's going to really nurture my audience. And outside of that, I'm just systemizing a lot of things in my business, period. Remapping a customer journey, which I'll show you later on in this series. Remapping a whole lot of stuff so that way it takes out the thinking, because I'm an overthinker. And the more you overthink, the less you actually get done. And I need to stop that. So those are 3 of the 7 things that are a part of my action plan that is going to revive my brand. I just know it. I have specific goals for this 90-day period, and I'll share that later on in this vlog, but we gonna hit them all, okay? Trust me, we're gonna hit them all. And hopefully this is helping. This is a different type of vlog, and quite frankly, I'm probably gonna do a lot of talking in this vlog. It's kind of like a diary for me, so that way I can reflect on this once I hit my goals and see where I was at a current period. But all right, I gotta get back to work. That's Michelle Obama telling me that I need to get back to work. So I'll see y'all either later tonight or tomorrow as we continue to work on this stuff. Tomorrow is a very, very fun day, okay? We are gonna be also doing some bulk recording and all that stuff, but I will see y'all later. It's August 20th, and I just wanted to pop in to say how proud I am of myself because I actually recorded YouTube videos today. As you can tell, face beat, hair brushed, the whole thing. So I'm so excited, and I'm actually going to aim to record some more tomorrow, and I'm going to document that. I'm figuring out how to do that because I record on this camera as well. So I need to figure out how I'm going to document that, but I'm so proud of myself because I have been meaning to record this video since probably June. It's been a really, really long time. So I just feel really good about it. And I wanted to document how I felt in this very moment. Now I gotta edit it though, but it's cool. I'm gonna edit it and I'm gonna put it up tomorrow. It is 11:25, Wednesday, August 21st. And before you judge me and you ask me why I'm in bed and it's 11 o'clock, I woke up technically an hour ago, but I went to bed at like 4 o'clock in the morning, okay? I am in the process of doing a lot of bulk labor. I don't know if I talked about this last time because that was a few days ago, but pretty much step number 3 on my action plan is to create systems and set up a bunch of automations. And because it's so many different moving pieces, we have to set up content systems for our Instagram. We have to set up content systems for HBU's Instagram, content systems and recording systems, I should say, for YouTube. We have to set up, well, our email system is there. Our YouTube system is there. It was just a little broken. And we have to set up like basically a content distribution system. And then we also have a big sales system we're working on, which we tapped in help for that one, okay? Because sometimes like you can try to do everything yourself, but it's going to take you way longer. And I have a mentor who is great with her sales system. She does it effortlessly, and she does it in a way where, I don't know, I just like the way she does it, okay? I'll explain it when we get to that vlog, but I invested in spending 3 days with her so that way we can get this sales system down packed, okay? But that's happening the second week of September. So right now, instead of waiting and delaying, I decided to work on the things that I'm really good at, which I'm really good at building brands, and I'm really good at building like organic content to support that. We just been kind of stagnant for so long that it's a lot of work to do. So I'm in the process of bulk recording a bunch of stuff, and today is one of those days again. I have to edit a video that goes up today because I recorded that yesterday, but then I also have to bulk record the rest of the videos that is going to set us up for the next 6 weeks or so. So today I am going to go to the cafe to edit my video. I'm also going to map out the other videos and then record those this evening, but I also meet with my video editor because we got a lot of stuff to talk about, tech, gadgets, all that. And he also makes my thumbnails now, so we have to talk about that because he made all the thumbnails for the videos for the next 6 weeks. Got to review those, critique those, that whole thing. And I got another meeting today, but that's more of a personal meeting. And that's something that I discuss on my new channel because your girl is also fixing certain things, or not fixing, but elevating her life at the same time. So I have a meeting with somebody else who's helping me financially with investments, credit, that whole thing. If you want to learn more about that, I'll talk about that on my separate channel, probably a few weeks from now, right before my birthday. So go check it out. I'll leave the link and everything in the description. The channel name is Chanel Kiana. But I'm about to get ready so I can go start my day before it turns into afternoon. So I'm gonna see y'all in a jiffy. I look crazy, but I don't really care that much right now because I wanted to capture my raw feelings in this very moment. And I'm trying not to let it get to me. It takes me a lot to cry, especially because I have a very strong faith, and even times when my mindset shifts, I let faith take me, like I let that outweigh what my mind is trying to trick me into believing if it's negative. But y'all, I am high key over social media, specifically Instagram, and I'm thinking about just focusing on YouTube. It's hard to do that because my new brand, the sole platform right now really is Instagram. But quite frankly, I could sell it on YouTube because I documented my journey of launching that brand on YouTube. And I'm pretty sure that I know that got me customers. So I can just keep doing that because I'm just so sick of Instagram. Like literally, every 5 minutes, something is changing. When you finally learn something, it switches again. Like I invested money to just learn the hacks because I had been on again, off again from Instagram for so long that I just felt like I didn't fully know what was, actually, I don't want y'all to see my eyes, but I didn't fully know what was going on or whatever. So I said, okay, let me invest to learn, blah, 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 whatever. Now that I learned all of that, now Instagram has shifted a freaking again. And it really pisses me off because I'm sitting here doing nothing, living my life. I'm posting on my story or whatever, but I'm over here working on the back end and I've dropped followers again. So the other day I was at 21.8. I removed dead weight, maybe not the other day, probably like 2 months ago. And so I was at like 21.4. But when I checked my data, literally, I think it was just Monday, I was like 60 something people over 21,400. Now all of a sudden I'm at 21,380 something. What the flip? Like, so either people are removing themselves because they just don't want to be here no more, or I don't know what's going on, but I just don't like it. I don't like Instagram. It's not, I really feel like it's a fake place, to be honest. I'm somebody who I believe in building your brand rooted in like your purpose, your mission, your values, and all of that. And I feel like Instagram is this flaunting place where you got to flaunt what you got and you got to be over zealous about everything and all this stuff. And I'm a person where I don't want to say that I'm humble, like, because yes, I'm humble, but to a degree, because I do believe that God's blessings on my life should be shared. So I'm humble to a degree, and I just feel like Instagram is not the place. It's just not the place. YouTube is my place. TikTok, honestly, is my place. I blew up on TikTok so fast. I gained like 30,000 in like 2 months. And even when I'm not on TikTok, I'm still growing because my content on there, it just goes. And TikTok is a place where you can be real. So I'm thinking about just going on there, being raw, real, and including like my dancing content again and my fun content and stuff like that. And just being literally myself. And I'm honestly thinking about moving HBU to TikTok as well because Instagram just ain't it. It's really frustrating. I'm sitting here working on all this stuff. I'm putting in all this time. Like I have people over here where I'm paying them to help us build a system that includes Instagram, and it's just pissing me off. And I'm trying not to be, like, I'm trying not to jump the gun. I'm really trying to hold out until I meet with my mentor about everything. But I'm literally this close to just falling off the face of Instagram again, because I did this back in like 2020 or 2021, and that is when my YouTube skyrocketed. That's when I hit my first, like my biggest month at the time, because before then I was only generating maybe like 7,000 a month. And when I focused just on YouTube, I ended up cracking down. I made more sales, got more bookings, and YouTube paid me, and I hit like 25,000 or something consistently. So I'm just over it. I feel like YouTube is a place to expand your impact and all that. I'm just pissed. So I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this vlog up and tell y'all what the rest of my action plan is to end it on a positive note. I don't remember all that I shared with y'all, but number 1 was to use HBU as a case study in my golden ticket. Number 2 was to tap into creativity, or is to tap into creativity with my new channel and with new creative campaigns. 3 is systems and automations. 4 is cleaning up our email list and stuff and weeding some people out. 5 is to bulk content, batch, and bank. And I'm gonna explain what that is in a different video because I just don't feel like talking about it right now. 6 is tweaking my cadence to keep up with consistency and productivity. 7 is realigning my actions with my brand's PMVs and pivoting for growth, which is very ironic. Very, very ironic because of what I'm talking about right now. And at first I wrote this because I was thinking about pivoting in the space I'm in. But now I think it's more than just that, right? And so as you go through this series with me, we're going to be exploring some things. We're going to be learning. I really don't even know. Like, I thought about not coaching people. I cut one-on-one coaching. I still have clients who started with me before, but I even thought about that so I can focus just solely on HBU and coming out with the physical products and growing that and documenting my journey and being happy there and getting my check from YouTube and just, you know, having a small core team of powerhouse individuals and calling it a day so that I can focus on that, being a wife and developing like my own personal brand and investing into other things outside of just like coaching and these services and stuff like that. That's what I want to do. I just want to run a product brand and document my process, y'all. But yeah, I don't know. It's just frustrating. It's like every time you make strides, it's sickening. But psych, I'm back. I'm looking good and I'm feeling better. I know in the last clip you saw me and I was not in the mood, but y'all, I have made some advancements since. I am really, really big on researching, testing out, and just figuring stuff out. So although I was frustrated in that last clip that you've seen, I have figured out what the next moves are going to be regarding content, specifically on Instagram, and also just regarding my strategy overall. I'm excited to share it with you, but I'm gonna share it with you in the next episode of this revamping my quote unquote dying brand before, it fully dies. So make sure that you subscribe to this channel, give this video a thumbs up, share it with somebody, especially if you're really related to this. Share it in the comments. Like, how are you feeling right now? How are you feeling about your brand, your business, content, Instagram, the whole thing? Let me know in the comments below. Let's have a discussion. And I'm going to see you in part 2, which is going to be really good. It's going to be really juicy of this vlog series. If you are new here, you have no idea who I am, what I do, or my story, I'm going to link a video on the screen where you can learn all about my entrepreneurship story and how I left my 9-to-5 and became full-time. Peace, hustle babes. Bye.